I wish all of you greetings of peace. I hope everybody is doing well. Wish you a very good Monday. And Zainab had asked me to do something about environment, and I thought of doing like multiple things. But just recently, in month of March, I read this article. It's like how microplastics are affecting photosynthesis in plants. So then I thought, okay, let's just do on plastics only. And I have done this before on Zoom platform, but I have added few more new slides to it. Those of you who are new, it's going to be totally new. But those of you who have attended, it is going to be old and new both. So let's start with my slides, or if somebody wants to kind of talk about how they are being environmentally friendly and what the practices they um, implement, and the choices they make and the things they use to reduce the waste and becoming like more environmentally conscious. We can share that after the presentation. I want to start the slides first, and after that we will discuss more. This is how we had done a few years ago. I think it was in 2020 or 21. And this is my title, Go Green with Shameem. And the next is, how what motivated me to do what I do, and what I have started doing is when I was reading this ayah from the Quran, it has really affected me a lot. And my grandmother also used to talk about causing the imbalance and the corruption. We always thought the word in this particular ayah, the word facade is used, and the facade I always thought was just like causing quarrels and fighting and creating imbalance in a different way. But when I started reading more about the imbalance and corruption, it can be of many kind. And it can be the ocean, or it can be land, or it can be air. And now we see the effect of the imbalance everywhere, and that cause is making us suffer, because we will taste the consequences of what we have created. So this was the ayah. It really, I mean, I reflected upon it and came to this idea that yes, this is what Allah is talking about. Do not cause any corruption, any imbalance anywhere you are. So that's why I started doing I changed my lifestyle. And the carbon footprint, and this is the definition of carbon footprint: the amount of carbon dioxide and other carbon compounds emitted due to the consumption of fossil fuel. So for me, going green means to pursue knowledge and practices that can lead to more environmentally friendly and ecologically responsible decision and lifestyles. This is why my carbon footprint is important to me. And these numbers, there are the 381 million tons of plastic waste yearly that we produce. But that number has changed since when I did the presentation. I was looking at the new number. It is over 400 million. And this 500 billion bags go to waste, but apparently the 5 trillion bags are produced every year. So imagine the waste of plastic in the landfills. And these are some of the pictures that I had added to the slides. And when the plastic is produced, it is used and then it's wasted, and the waste goes to the landfills, and from landfills it spreads everywhere, and lot of it goes to the oceans. And there are five big gyres in the world, in the ocean. The biggest one is the Pacific Garbage Patch. That is the size of Texas. So that's how much plastic is wasted, produced, and we see the impact of that. I mean, there are a lot of efforts are being done to clean and reduce the plastic waste, but it's just like increasing day by day. Even personally, I thought I was reducing, but somehow indirectly I'm increasing that, especially during pandemic. um, Ordering online and or the food and everything kind of created more um, waste than before. And this is another image of the Pacific Garbage Patch. Effects of plastics: the millions of animals and birds affected every year, and in the humans also. I was reading this article again about how plastics are everywhere in the brain cells, in the placenta, in the breast milk, in semen, and every part of the body has plastics in it. And the honeybees carry plastic, microplastics, and there is plastic particles in honey, in water, and everywhere in the blood. So environment, there's so much toxicity due to plastics that it's kind of unimaginable. And this is the effect of the plastic pollution in oceans. And even the fish, no fish is without microplastics anymore. So the purpose of this presentation is to kind of learn more about. I mean, we all have to learn from each other how they reduce and reuse and recycle. And actually, these slides were supposed to be towards the end, but they're in the beginning. So let me just skip these and go to the other one. And sorry about that. So today, these are the new slides that I have created, and here in these slides we are talking about types of plastics. There are hundreds of polymers that are there, but I just want to talk about just few important ones that we use every day. So once we learn about these types, then we kind of at least it will kind of affect us and we will say, oh, okay, maybe we can reduce, maybe we can do a little better than what we are doing. So this PET is the polyethylene terephthalate plastic. This is like very widely used. All the plastic bottles, the water bottles, the juice bottles, the soft drinks bottles, and a lot of other household items that we use every day, and nylon rope, salad dressing, honey jars. All these are made with the PET. Apparently, it is supposed to be safe to use. That's why they use it in the food industry, but they are not biodegradable. They are recyclable, but but the recycling cost is so high. Only like maybe 5 to 7% of these bottles that are made to be remade are recycled. So again, the not recycled items will again go to the landfills. And the second type is that HDPE, high density polyethylene. These are very strong, resistant to moisture plastics. The milk containers, the cartons and shampoo, bleach, all the household items, bottles, food boxes, toys, buckets, you just name it. Like so many household items are made with this. Again, these are also non-biodegradable. They are recyclable, but often does not get recycled due to the vigorous cleaning before recycling. And as soon as you just wake up and look around you, you see plastics. We are like wall to wall plastic, ceilings, the tables, and the floors, and the doors, and uh, you name it, every single thing in your household is like kind of at least 40% made out of plastics. The PVCs, the piping, the plumbing, the wires, the everything is made out of plastic. And then the PVC, this polyvinyl chloride, this is also is very highly used, very strong, resistant to chemicals and weathering. That's why they use it in building materials. And everybody has the PVC plumbing. Before it used to be copper, but now it's all PVC. The wires, cables, flooring, tablecloths. This is most dangerous because it leaches dangerous toxins throughout its entire life, whatever its life is, like thousands of years or whatever. Recyclable but highly contaminated and very, very expensive. So this we always have to look at this PVC and the HDPE. PET is supposed to be like a very clean plastic, but again, it is not. If it is not recycled, it just loses its purpose. And then LDPE, low density polyethylene. These are liners, plastic bags, bubble wrap, beverage cups. These are also not biodegradable, and these LDPEs are very, very, very hard to recycle because it requires a special facility to recycle, and not too many places recycle this because it's no point recycling it. And it causes a lot of greenhouse gases because if they're on the surface, we see the plastic bags flying around everywhere in the world, right? So especially in the ocean, they float up on top, and then the sunlight can causes the greenhouse gases from it. And then these PPs are polypropylene, very hard, heat resistant, most durable food storage containers, um, uh, bottles, caps, packaging tape, diapers, DVDs, CD boxes, yogurt containers, furniture, and all these things. And again, these are not recycled. If they are not recycled, again they end up in the landfill. And PS, that polystyrene styrofoam, this is the like one of the worst plastic type that is ever created. And it is very widely used because of its cost. It's very low cost to produce. uh, all the plastics have a lot of advantages. That's why it is being used throughout the world for like almost like 100 years. But we are paying the price of that though. Insulates very well, extremely dangerous, leaches out styrene, a neurotoxin. Every time you drink a cup of coffee in a styrofoam, you just have to know that you are drinking something very toxic. Um, I don't know if you have noticed or not, but every time you empty the cup, like when you look at the empty cup, the styrofoam, you see it has kind of the heat has eaten it away. The heat has not eaten it away. We have eaten it. So, and in the soups, when you get the soup from the restaurant in the container, the styrofoam container, again you see small holes in the container, in the empty container, and then we are just consuming that. And the last type of plastic that I want to discuss is that BPA. BPA, bisphenol A, is a combination of multiple types of plastics. And the problem with this plastic is, rest of the other plastics that I mentioned, they can be recycled even though they are not recycled. But this type of plastic is like the most dangerous plastic, cannot be recycled at all. And the eyeglasses, sports bottles, and electronics, CDs, DVDs, light fixtures, fiberglass, and plastic cutlery. I highlighted it because we use that plastic forks and knives every day, and that kind of it's something that I think we always should try to avoid. And automobiles and planes, there are a lot of things that we can avoid, and there are a lot of things we just cannot. because we are living in a plastic world. And this information I got it from the Green Space and Plastic Oceans International. And the next, so how do we? Let's go back to so reduce, reuse, and recycle. So how do we reduce? Use less resources for everything, either food or energy, water or electronics or anything, right? Do not use anything disposable, especially if it is made of plastic. Literally everything has a carbon footprint. Even if it is a paper, even if it is a paper product, it has to come from a resource. And you overusing of the resource, we are depleting the resources. So that's reduction is like the first step we should take. If that is not avoidable, then at least reuse it. Reuse it many times, as much as you can, until the optimum level of consumption, right? And like cars, people change cars, phones, furniture, clothes, electronics, appliances. If the new model comes, just people discard the old one and then buy the new one. I mean, they are in good working condition, but still, because of the style, because it has gotten old, it works slowly, or for whatever reasons, people just buy a new one. And then where does it go? It just goes in the landfill. Imagine the amount of the furniture, the clothes, and electronics, and the refrigerators. All those are dumped in the landfill. And accessories are like really, they seem like a very small by looking at it, but if you just combine all of them that people use in rest of the world and are thrown away, and half of the times we don't even use some of them, and then we just discard them. Same with this in the markets. If something new comes, the old inventory is just like discarded completely. They just dump it. And then this is the last resort. If you cannot reduce, and if you cannot recycle, if you cannot, then recycling is the only solution that one can find. But again, that also does not really help, because only 15% plastic is um, gets recycled. And this is my personal story, what I am doing. Actually, I had done the live presentation, and I had brought all the items that I use and that I have stopped using. This is just like my personal journey. I just want to share, and after this, we can kind of talk about everybody's journey. So I have adapted to, this is my fourth year or fifth year in reducing and recycling. I adapted to stainless steel, wood, ceramic, paper, bamboo, and silicone and compostable products. But now I have stopped using compostable products also. In the beginning, I switched from plastic to compostable, but later on, I realized that compostable means, again, you are using the energy, again, you are using the resources. So the purpose is that to reduce. So if you do not use all of that, then you are reducing it. And there are a lot of products that we use every day and throw it away. And one thing one can do is the single-use bottles. The single-use bottle culture has started just recently, maybe about 30 years ago. 35 years ago, there were no plastic bottles. People did not use water bottles like this. But now everybody uses like tons of bottles in their every year. And I just want to share this with you. It has been like 4 years. I have not bought a single uh, the disposable plastic bottles. I have used them occasionally when I had no choice, um, but we always carry our water bottles with us. and get it from the dispenser or from the water fountain. Some people say the water quality is not good in the water fountain, but just look at the rest of the world. They don't even have clean drinking water in so many of the countries. Uh, the American water system is pretty okay. It may not be the best, but it is better than a lot of other countries' water system. So, drinking tap water once in a while, if you're on vacation, or that the fountain water doesn't really kill you or make you sick. And another thing we can do is like buy in bulk and reusing containers for anything that can be we can use. Always carry um, my cloth napkins and a little towel with me so that I don't have to use the paper napkins and paper towels. But sometimes it's just not easy. So uh, I'm guilty of using paper napkins and paper towels sometimes. And I have completely stopped using the liners in all the small other parts of the household except for the kitchen. And in the kitchen also, I just use the um, the bags that are that have come from outside. I try to I try to take all my reusable bags, but there are other people in the household who do groceries and bring in the plastic bags so that I reuse them. And but any areas of the house, I do not use any plastic bags. I just empty the bins um, in the containers and then throw it in the trash. And for meat and the packaging also, I the only plastic bags I use when it comes from the grocery store in the plastic bags. Other than, and I ask them to do it in one bag, and I bring it home and um, do the butcher paper or baking paper and make small bags and keep in the freezer. And a lot of trash I kind of especially the meat one, that I just collect it in a bin in the freezer and then dump it every the trash day. And in the beginning, I was composting a lot, but somehow I had kind of slowed down a little. I have to start all over again. So composting all the organic material is like very, very important too. That reduces the amount of garbage and the solid waste in the landfills. And minimum use of paper alternatives. And even though paper is better than plastic, but it is not eco-friendly because again, in order for you to use the paper towels or the paper napkins, any paper products, someone has to cut down the trees. And deforestation is another cause of like climate change and global warming. So not using paper products. These are some of the things that I had used instead of plastic. Some of them really work well, some of them don't work well. So sometimes you just have to use something even if you don't want to. And these are all the this is the presentation I had done a couple of years ago. These are the photos of that. And the I have cut down like so much plastic. It just amazes me too. This clean cut product. This is the liquid dish soap. It does not come in the plastic. It comes in the paper. And I have lot of products that I that they come in either in the small form of tablets or pouches or in the glass or in aluminum or paper, not in plastic bottles. I have not bought anything like in big plastic bottles. All the household cleaners and vinegar or bleach or laundry or dishwashing soaps, everything, either I use those tablets or buy that comes in the stainless steel or paper, aluminum or paper. And this is, and the plastic wrap, instead of plastic wrap, I use the covers, either the covers or wraps that are reusable. I tried to use the compostable plastic film, but it just did not work. It just does not cling. It's not very good quality. So I just either I use the stainless steel covers or these reusable covers. Those I have bought those like maybe about 10 years ago. They are still good. And these I in the beginning, the time when I was doing this presentation, I used to use these biodegradable products, but I just don't buy those anymore because I have adopted not to use any of the plastic bags and plastic film, and the only thing that I use is the gloves. And some people say that what we do is like really negligible compared to the amount of plastic that is being used globally in like in the big areas of consumption. But to me, like whatever I do is, even though it's a drop, but I will feel better that I at least I tried my best, even though it was like equal to a drop. Say this, I always like this quote from Mother Teresa that we ourselves feel that what we are doing is just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean would be less because of that missing drop. So I am that missing drop. And these are the types of plastics we did. And another little thing that I want to talk about zero waste countries and cities, because last time we had talked about how there were some cities and countries who went zero waste, and San Francisco was trying to reach the goal by 2020 to zero waste. And let's see if San Francisco has reached that goal or not. So these are some countries who are doing really a lot to make their cities and the countries zero waste. They use so many different methods and mechanisms to reach that goal. And some of the countries use, especially Sweden, is like they have adopted a very, very strong step to reduce the plastics, and energy programs and the circular economy. And we are going to talk about that circular economy in the end. And this is like one of the method that a lot of countries are adopting to. And Kamiktasu, Japan, again, they follow this their philosophy, this centuries old philosophy is called motaini. That means that waste not, want not. If you don't want it, then you don't waste. So that means that their culture is to reuse and recycle. So recycling is not just like recycling. Recycling means like you're using it like many times, so that it kind of um, helps consuming more products, and that the culture is catching on. And they have introduced this unique zero waste center where they recycle 80% of their waste. So this is like one of the small places in Japan. And another city I was just reading about is Kovalam in India. It's a small coastal city near south of Mumbai. And this I was kind of really amazed to learn the kind of things they do to reduce the waste. And this is really nice for everyone to read about different countries in the world and different cities, how they are adapting to this zero waste societies. And it can be done if everybody kind of gets involved and do that, and especially the government organizations and local businesses. And it's a civic duty kind of to make this kind of society. And the Costa Rica also has started using a lot of biodegradable products by banana leaves and coconut leaves and all the plant developed biodegradable products. And Kyle Germany also has adopted this like PAYT program. And by adopting that program, they um, dropped their mixed waste by 25%. So pay as you throw. So if you throw more, you pay more. So people kind of uh, stop throwing and then stop paying more so that they don't have to pay. And then they have created some kind of reward for recycling and using less, so that way they reduce the solid waste and all kinds of waste actually. And San Paulo, Brazil, they have created this landfill gas capture facility. California also has that, but they are really seriously working on that, and they produce a lot of gas for energy. And there are a lot of other countries who are doing a lot, but Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, is the one who hosted the last year's Zero Waste International conference. And they discuss, because again, in all these things, the underprivileged countries gets the hit, because they try to the developed countries try to dump their waste into the other countries, and those countries have nothing to say. So this conference kind of made awareness in the world that no, we cannot do this. And they discuss a lot of recycling methods, education, and outreach. And they discuss a lot of regulations and how to implement and involve all the communities, and make people be aware of that it's a civic duty to implement all these things. And because of that, the poor countries suffer financially a lot, and then they end up not being able to do what the other countries are doing. And the San Francisco story was like very, very interesting, because in 2002, they have decided that they were going to go completely zero waste by 2020. So I was kind of following that, and then learned that they did not meet the goal. Of course, it was like very unrealistic goal, because being San Francisco being such a big and huge, very congested, overly populated city, it was really, really difficult for them to achieve the goal. So their infrastructure was not ready, and the community itself was not very helpful. I mean, we if you implement something, people have to follow that, but people did not follow. And the involvement of businesses and organizations was not fully supportive. So, and then financial strain on the city, and they were not able to reach their goal. And I don't know how long it will take. I mean, they don't know how long it will take. So their goal right now, the new goal, is by 2030, they will reduce the landfill waste by 50% and solid waste by 15%. And let's see in the next 5 years how they reach the goal or not. And and this is the conclusion. And by introducing this circular economy is like lot of places adapt to that. And even in India, I grew up in India, and even though I did not know about circular economy then, but I saw with my own eyes that everybody is involved in the circular economy, because products and materials are kept in circulation through process like maintenance, reuse, refurbishment, remanufacturing, recycling, and composting. And we saw all this as growing up thinking this is how the life is. But the life changed so drastically after like my childhood, that is just like we are living in a such a wasteful society that I sometimes I don't even believe that I was that part of that circular economy. And it tackles climate change and other global challenges like biodiversity loss, waste, and pollution by decoupling economic activity from the consumption of the finite resources. And the definition of circular economy I got from this Ellen MacArthur Foundation, because these are not my words. And um, I just wanted everybody to know that on the last Wednesday of April, I'm doing another. It is not a presentation. It's a hands-on LLT program by Olive, in which we are kind of doing a little hands-on experiment by reusing the old fabric that all of us have in the house and making into small coasters or placemats. So I want all of you to attend that program. Um,
Um, they sell the BPA-free plastic reusable bottles. Is that okay to use?
I mean, they are safe for using it. That's why they use the plastic bottles. But over the time, what I learned, I'm not an expert, but just through my interest in all these topics, I kind of read and study a lot. The plastic bottle, especially when it comes in the sun. Let me just, how do I unshare that?
Even BPA-free bottles?
BPA free bottles are fine because all the bottles that are used in the food industry are BPA free. But if they are exposed to sunlight, there is the chance of leaching the plastic chemicals in it. Especially the bottles that sit for a very long time, there is a chance of getting some
Yeah, in the car, I
contamination.
do not leave the plastic bottles, but I leave the stainless steel bottles, water.
Yes,
But if I'm going for a walk or a hike, then
I
it's
know.
easy, it's lightweight to carry the BPA-free plastic bottles,
That
reusable.
that is very true. I will tell you, I was gone. I mean, we travel a lot. My husband and I travel a lot, so
Uh-huh.
we always carry a container, like a 64 ounces of container, um, with us all the time. And whenever we stay in the hotel, I fill that bottle and keep it in the room. And every morning and every night, in the morning for breakfast, they have this water fountain, the water dispenser. I get the water from there. If there is no water, then I go to the dispenser. Then the water fountain, I get it. How do
What
I
kind of
ensure?
bottle do you use?
The water I use from the dispenser at the hotel,
No, no, the
or
bottle, not the
the
water, bottle, the bottle. What
bottle.
kind of bottle?
Bottle, it's a stainless steel bottle, or sometimes I carry plastic bottle also. It's
Yeah.
just for convenience, because when it gets heavy, then I take
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
plastic
for
bottle.
traveling, BPA plastic,
I
BPA free plastic bottles.
No,
Really
no, I
easy.
don't use any plastic bottles. I just use a regular water bottle, the metal water bottle with me, and then refill it
Okay.
at the. I have not used maybe 10 times in 4 years. Um, uh, just
Okay.
just
Good
the
to know.
recent trip I made to visit my brother. The food in the plane, the food came with the plastic bottle. I
Mm-hmm.
had no choice but use it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
I remember one of your other classes, Shameem, you mentioned about products to be used in the washing machine versus a bottled detergent or
Yeah,
pods.
yeah. Let me. Yes, I use these little tablets. For
Mhm.
glass, okay, the glass cleaner, the wood polish, the stainless steel cleaner, the hand soap, and what else is there that I use? Oh, the disinfectant spray, everything. I use tablets, and then I just boil water and use that. Once in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I make all these products because I don't use distilled water. In order for you to use the distilled water, again, you have to buy it in plastic bottle. So I
Mhm.
just boil water.
Uh-huh.
It is not distilled because to make the distilled water you have to really boil and then collect the distilled water. That's very time consuming and uses a lot of gas
Mhm.
and energy.
Mhm.
So I just boil for maybe 5 minutes and cool that water and use the tablets to make the liquid. So I use glass liquid. I make glass liquid, and I make a disinfectant liquid, and the hand soap, and the floor one, and wood. I use vinegar and olive oil to make the wood polish. So I don't buy any of those plastic containers. And the laundry also, and oil and vinegar, I buy it from the eco mart, where you take your own container and then
Uh-huh.
they refill you. So I go to the refill station for a lot of things.
Oh.
And yeah, and the vinegar also sometimes, I mean, not sometimes, like about 2 years ago, I bought this vinegar that was 30% concentrated. I
Uh-huh.
still have that bottle. So 30% concentrated is like very strong vinegar, and you have to be very careful using that. And then you mix like a cap full of vinegar in a half gallon of water or something to make it 5%. So
Mhm.
if you're using 5% vinegar, actually there is vinegar is only 5% and rest of it is water. Or
Uh-huh.
any glass cleaner or any cleaner that you buy is always is just a high percentage of water. So you're getting a plastic bottle filled with water with little bit of
Mhm.
cleaner in it, right? So why
Mhm.
not just buy your own cleaners and make it at home? That way you reduce all those plastic bottles.
Mhm. Thanks.
Yeah. And
There is a question in the chat from Rihanna. She's
okay.
asking, what website did you use for information on the types of plastics?
Oh, that is called Green Space, and let me just find that slide. Green Space and some ocean something. I can put it in the, yeah, the Plastic Oceans International.
You repeat that? Green
Green Green
space,
Space and Plastic Oceans International.
plastic oceans.
Yes.
Thank you.
And well,
Yeah.
this is not a question, but it's just a suggestion. In
Yes.
olden days, can you hear me?
Yes. I want everybody's input in it. How
Yeah,
they.
like in olden days, we never had spoons, and I mean, in our culture, back home, and I'm sure it must be in the Asian all over Pakistan, Hindustan, every India, it must be the same. In other countries also, in Muslim countries, we used to eat our food with our hand. We never used forks and knives and other things. So
Right.
that would save so much of. But now children have got used to eating with forks and with these plastic disposables, which are like ruining their cells. But using your hand, you wash your hand, eat it, no disposable, no
Yep.
waste.
Mm-hmm.
That can save so much. We
Yeah.
should get into the habit of eating with our hands.
That's very true. And the shampoo and soaps also. We never had shampoo. We always use the bar soap
Yeah.
for the shampoo also. And now I have started buying the bar soap for shampoo as well. There is conditioner and soap that comes in the bar shape.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Ethic is a very good company. I'm very satisfied with their products, so that is very good. I have stopped using the liquid soap. I just use the bar soap. There's
I
there's
have one
there's, there's a lot of things.
question.
Yes.
I have one question. What about medicines? All the eye drops and
The,
all
yeah,
that,
there are certain things there is no escape.
Ugh.
So, do we have a choice? No, right?
Mhm.
And for the vitamins and the medicines also, I try to find the kind of vitamins I want in the glass jar, but sometimes it is not possible.
Right.
Yeah, but the oils and I try to get like coconut oil or any oil that comes in the glass jar, coffee and most of the things either I buy in bulk, just buy. There are certain things you just can't buy in bulk, and then you have to buy it in the packaged form, right? And the vegetables and fruits also, as much as I can, I try to just buy the loose items and then run it on the belt, and then I take my own bags and or just put it in one bag. I don't even take bags with me sometimes. So it's just there are a lot of ways we can eliminate the trash. The, let me.
I think we should not go for new things. New things, every you tend to buy new things. You get fed up of looking at your stuff at home, and then you want to, just discard that and get something new, which is in fashion and all that. So that
I know.
adds more. That adds more stuff, and then more waste also.
I
So
know. Our closets are full of so many clothes that we don't even know what to do with those, right?
yeah, if we suppose we have a pair of shoes, you wear it till it really is not in that it gives way or it tears or something. Wear it to the end as much as you can. If you
I
want to
know.
if you want to save, then you have to do all these things, like give up
Yeah,
all your give up all your luxuries, and give up all your um, being with the you want to be fashionable, you want to have different colored shoes getting matching your dress.
yeah,
You could do it with one or two, or
Olive
just
Rack. Shop at Olive Rack.
yeah.
yeah,
Shop at Olive
shop.
Rack. Yes, yes, that's very true. No, it's just even the color contamination in the world in the water system is so bad, and all the dyeing process that happens in underdeveloped countries, it is causing like so much damage to their water system. It's unbelievable, and we love colors. We wear colored clothes, and
Commend you for being an inspiration for the family also, like even when you're hosting larger gatherings, you're always mindful of avoiding creating too much waste. So I think having a family member always, being inspiration and actually practicing what they preach is so positive for the younger generation in the family. Like, I know 10 times when I am dealing with Shamima auntie for anything that I should avoid, I'll give her something in a cloth bag rather than a plastic bag, because I know that would, being mindful. So even though I'm doing it here and there, it's good. It's a positive outcome at the end of the day. And I'm glad you mentioned you're doing that class on April 30th. We're making these coasters, upcycling cloths. So I hope all of you guys come to our Anaheim program. It's happening there.
And this is one little thing I want to share. This is a dental floss. Can you see it?
Mhm.
It's made out of stainless steel. It's like about 2 inches long, easily can fit in the purse. And I've been using these for the last 4 years. And you buy this cotton or silk dental floss in it. So you eliminate all those disposable plastic dental floss that we buy. Um, I don't know how many every year, right? And there are products that are made out of wood and stainless steel. Sometimes it is a little hard to find, and sometimes they're a little more expensive. But we can kind of reduce so much waste by adapting to those. I mean, we spend money on other things. We can spend money on something like one-time use. This I have had it for like 4 years and still is in good condition.
You mentioned, Shameem, the place where you refill
It's
your
called
oils. Where is that?
Eco Mart in Anaheim.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is one in Costa Mesa. I think there is one in Riverside or Corona.
Okay.
And
Ecomart.
there
Thank
is
you.
there is there is one store called Grocery in Los Angeles.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Great.
And buying vegetables, fruits, grains, and lentils, everything I get like from the bins. I don't buy bagged. I do buy bagged also. I can't say that I don't buy. There are times I do buy, but most of the time, yes. And the fun part out of all this is just like making your own cleaners at home. It's just
Hmm.
so easy. You just drop a tablet in the jar and it's done.
Cool.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much, Rima Auntie, for such an amazing informational presentation. So if you guys have any questions, you should go to our Green Lady, Miss Shameem, okay?
Olive Community Services is a 501c3 nonprofit organization based in Southern California that provides culturally appropriate services to seniors, their family, and the community. Through its physical and virtual interactive programs, Olive engages participants in a variety of ways that promotes health and well-being. To learn more about Olive Community Services, to get involved, or to make a donation, please visit www.olivecs.org or email info@olivecs.org. Be a change maker, and together, let's live, learn, and thrive.